Today, we are diving into one of the most emotional and inspiring chapters in Joseph's story, the moment he reunites with his family. It's a powerful narrative filled with tension, forgiveness, and the incredible way that hope can survive even the deepest betrayal. Let's get into it. Years have passed since Joseph was sold into slavery by his jealous brothers. Now, through a series of incredible events, he's a second in command in Egypt, overseeing the food supply during a devastating famine. Back in his homeland of Canaan, Joseph's family is on the brink of starvation. The famine has hit them hard. Desperate, their father, Jacob, sends his sons to Egypt to buy grain. He has no idea that the very son they betrayed long ago is now the powerful man in charge. Just imagine the tension as these brothers walk into the palace, unknowingly facing the man they wronged, a man who now holds their lives in his hands. When Joseph sees his brothers bowing before him, he recognizes them immediately. But years of hardship, along with his Egyptian attire, have changed him so much that they have no clue who he is. Instead of revealing himself right away, Joseph decides to test them. He needs to know if they've changed. He speaks harshly, accusing them of being spies, and throws them in prison. Terrified, they plead their innocence, explaining they are honest men with a younger brother, Benjamin, and an elderly father back home. Seizing the opportunity, Joseph demands they prove their story by bringing Benjamin to Egypt. This is his way of finding out if they still harbor the same jealousy that once tore their family apart, or if they have learned loyalty and love. Over the next few encounters, Joseph carefully watches his brothers. When Benjamin finally arrives, Joseph is completely overwhelmed with emotion. He sees the love and care they now have for one another, especially in how they protect their youngest brother. To set up one final, dramatic test, Joseph has a silver cup secretly placed in Benjamin's sack of grain. When the cup is discovered, he accuses Benjamin of theft. The brothers are horrified. Instead of abandoning Benjamin to his fate, they offer to take his punishment themselves, proving they are no longer the selfish, cruel men they once were. They are now willing to sacrifice their own freedom to save their youngest brother. This is the moment Joseph has been waiting for. It's the proof he needs that their hearts have truly changed. Finally, Joseph can no longer contain his emotions. In a flood of tears, he sends everyone else out of the room and reveals his identity. He cries out, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" The brothers are stunned into silence, terrified that he will seek revenge. But Joseph's next words are filled with grace and perspective. He tells them, "Don't be afraid. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to save many lives." He doesn't just offer empty words. He offers them complete and genuine forgiveness, seeing a bigger purpose in all the pain he endured. But Joseph's grace doesn't stop with forgiveness. He immediately makes plans to save his entire family. He invites them all to move to Egypt. When the news reaches their father, Jacob is overjoyed, his spirit revived. The entire family makes a long journey from Canaan to Egypt. Upon their arrival, Pharaoh himself welcomes them, offering them the best land in Goshen, a fertile region where they can settle and thrive, safe from the famine. For the first time in over 20 years, the family is whole again, reunited, safe, and provided for. The story of Joseph's reunion teaches us such powerful lessons. First, that forgiveness is stronger than revenge. Joseph had every reason to be angry, but he chose mercy. Second, it shows us that a greater plan can bring good out of terrible situations. What his brothers meant for evil, God used to save an entire nation. Third, it proves that people can change. Joseph tested his brothers, and they proved their growth through love and sacrifice. And finally, it highlights the importance of hope and family. Even after devastating betrayal, trust and love can rebuild what was broken. Joseph's story reminds us that even in our darkest moments, there is potential for restoration and joy. So, Joseph went from a pit to a palace, from being a forgotten slave to a ruler in Egypt. But the most incredible part of his story isn't the power he gained, it is the grace he showed. Through faith, patience, and an open heart, Joseph reunited his family and saved them from ruin. It is a timeless lesson that even the deepest wounds can heal and the darkest paths can lead to a brighter future. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a message of hope today. See you next time.